Alright guys, well, I know it's been a while, but I've had a million people tell me that they want more videos of this thing, and I can't exactly get a video of it driving today, but I don't know, somebody else wanted a video of the exhaust, at least a better one, so I guess we'll do that today. This is where this thing's natural habitat is tucked all the way in the back here. Out of the way. So anyway, the whole exhaust thing, this is after sitting outside for a couple months now. It's not all brand new and pretty, but the thing made it through the mud bog, which I didn't expect it to do, and it still actually probably runs better than it used to, quite honestly. Anyway, so the whole exhaust setup, as you can see, there's the T3 mount. Like I talked about in the last video, it's like 13 bucks off eBay, or roughly, and you weld that onto a piece of 2.5 inch pipe. Then it basically goes down like that, almost touches the manifold. Probably is touching because this thing's had some abuse since then. Then it goes straight down on the far side of the steering shaft closest to the engine. Then from that far side, I have that right there, which is a reducer adapter kind of deal, from 2.5 inch down to 2.25, or vice versa, I forget, to my 180 degree pipe. And then this one is just straight welded to the manifold, which, like I said, this is not the prettiest setup. So you can do it with the original flange. I just chose not to because I expected this thing to grenade. And then, like I told you guys before in the other video, that drain that's there, make sure you don't do it like me. Make sure you measure. Pretty sure the rule is like measure twice and cut once, and I just fucking measure nothing and cut everything. So then you end up with this, where it hits the oil pan, or I'm sorry, hits the connecting rod, and it knocks and does this and that, the other thing. So anyway, that's that. Make sure you measure that. The other option, which I didn't do, but the next one, I don't even know where that Jeep is. The next one will have the one that goes across the oil pan on the in the dip there, and I'll get a video of that as I'm making it, as well as after it's done. Obviously, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Somebody else also asked me if there's a way to tuck this thing down so that way it's more, you know, user friendly, and you can keep your hood and all that stuff. And believe it or not, there actually is a way. This whole spot down here, I have an ECM guard because of this and the mud bog and blah blah blah. Anyway, if this wasn't here, your other option is, this is the first generation Jeep. It's hard to tell because the whole fucking thing is smashed, but this is the older. Mine's a 90 or 91, something of that nature. It has a washer bottle here when the other style has them in behind the fender. I don't know how to do it with this, but what you can do is take this out, move it, you know, basically throw it away, and then take your ECM, unbolt it, and then you can get it down into this little section over here. There's enough room for it. Yeah, it'll fit down there, and then you can take your turbo. I would do it the opposite way of this, probably. Turn it around, most likely, but you can still do it this way. You know, you can drop your turbo down by that. All you would have to do is right off of this, you know, 45 that's here, basically run it straight, and then just run, just run it straight with the T3 mount, T4 mount right here, and then basically your turbo will sit on the fender, and you know, you can run your intake pipe pretty much right through there and around. Or I've seen people do it other ways where they come up and they have basically a 45 off of where is it? A 45 off of this half of the turbo that comes up, and then it's a 90, and then basically a straight piece of pipe and a 90 right in. Or you can do a front mount intercooler where you can fit the pipe right through here out of this, and then basically put your intercooler and run your pipe from the other side and over and in. Yeah, that's about as much information as I have for you without having an example in front of me. But yeah, the only other thing that I would recommend if you do a turbo setup on this thing is electric fans. Run them to a switch. It's a thermistor deal. It works, yes, but by the time it tells it to turn the fans on, it's too late. And yeah. Also, show you guys another cheap upgrade that a lot of people are probably gonna love because of the way this Jeep looks. But if you're poor, like me, you take angle iron, right? I took 2 pieces. I found this on the side of the road. That's how poor. Take the angle iron, weld it to your factory drag link here, tie rods, whatever the fuck you call it. Literally weld it right on. Somewhere over here there's a weld. Anyway, I welded it solid, and then same with the back. I put another piece of this little angle iron on the back half of that, and I welded it the whole length all the way to the end. If I did it again, I would have done it right up to here. For some reason, I thought I'd try and, you know, be professional, and if I ever had to adjust it, which obviously that ain't gonna fucking happen because this thing's a piece of shit, you know, I'd leave the threads open. But going back, I wish I did it the opposite way of that. Yeah, next video I get you guys, I'm probably going to show you how to weld up some front diffs and rear diffs, and we're going to do a steering box video on how to change one in this fucking thing. Because right now, the steering box in it decided it doesn't want to be there anymore, and I don't blame it because it's been ran really hard through the woods and had no power steering fluid and bounced off trees and you name it. So, yeah. I'll get you guys another video soon.